Back again for another video. So I wanted to do a few edits on some of the points that I was making in my last video. And you'll see, and you'll be like, oh, okay. So I just want to make a few things clear and clarify a few points that I wasn't speaking too clearly on because I was a little bit distracted by driving. But anyways, so here's one of the things that I said, that relationships and production, quality product, creation are not the same. They are, and I'll explain how. So they're the same because there are a few fundamentals that have to be in place before you have a relationship, product, customer, etc. You have to have something that you produce. That's the first thing. The second thing that you have to have is an agreement on what you produce versus what the other person is paying for your production, because there are plenty of situations and scenarios where we think something's too high for a certain price. That's the reason why we don't buy, we buy this product versus that product, and they pretty much do the same thing, and the only difference is the price and the brand. Maybe there may be some quality, little add-ons and stuff like that, but nothing too consequential to the point where it justifies you buying a product that has more money attached to it when the other one doesn't. So that is where things become dysfunctional, because you start to get in a space, when you're dealing with a production or creation of something, and you don't agree on a price. That's part of the problem with the Black community. As it stands, our women are selling a product that we don't even want to buy, and they're saying you should buy it, forcing it down our throats. And why don't you want to buy it? I would buy it. No, that's not true. We haven't made an agreement on what the product price should be. We made an agreement, and we said, hey, it's just like I said at the end of the video. If you make an agreement with a woman as a man, and you say, hey, if you do X, Y, and Z, and she does X, Y, and Z, and you already laid out the groundwork for what was going to happen consequentially, then thus you are owed that woman what you said you were going to give her. Essentially that. This is the honor in men. This should be also the honor in women, to meet and adhere in order to get what they want, instead of a toxic entitlement. But what we see now is we see a lot of women that have a toxic entitlement, and we'll go over that once again. Toxic entitlement is just when you base your own price and say everyone should pay it, and therefore there's no negotiation, there's no agreement to be made. It's literally forced down the customer's throat. That creates dysfunction, because there is not a equal reciprocity, even though there's no such thing as equal, but there is not a equivalent, put it that way, reciprocity that is agreed upon. That's largely the problem. I mean, you can pretty much break down everything to that basis of fundamental when it comes to the Black woman's rhetoric versus the rhetoric of the men. They don't line up at all. The men are looking for a certain thing from the women, and the women are looking for a certain thing from the men. Unfortunately, just like I said plenty of times, the things that the women are looking for from the men only aids in the dysfunction, whereas the men, they're looking for backing to create their dreams, and support the community as well, and perpetuate their legacy. Now, like I said plenty of times, the men can get up with their product and walk away. I mean, how valuable would cars be without a wheel manufacturer, a tire manufacturer? I mean, you can produce the whole car all you want, but it means nothing if you can't take it anywhere. And that's pretty much the Black men community. It means we are the wheels, we are the mobilization of this community. This is why we can go to different places and we can set up communities and they will be considered Black. It doesn't matter where they are. They even have places in China where this is actually true. If you actually look it up, there are Afro Chinese. Look it up if you don't believe me. They just look like black people with they have black skin tone with a fro and Asian facial features. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. Small population nonetheless, but they do exist. But that goes back to what I'm saying again. The black men, we perpetuate the culture through women. The women, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. But women are nothing but a medium. You are the soil. That's why they call women earth. It's not. And believe me, I'm definitely not on the hotep shit. But if you think about it in an analogous way, you'll see that this is true. Women are incubators of a man's seed, even though that they impart half of their DNA. Nonetheless, they are the incubators because that's where the kid resides while it's incubating from gestation all the way up until birth. That's how it works. They go from a small egg being multiplied, with the sperm's DNA into a child, and all this happens within a woman. So yes, women are incubators. If you feel offended by that, I don't know what to tell you. That's the science of it. I don't know what else to tell you. But anyways, my point. There are many situations. Okay, I also said that a woman selling her body, and I don't mean necessarily by money, but a woman selling her body and then getting the price for it is dysfunctional. That's not necessarily true. Because as long as it meets the criteria where the price is set for a certain product and both people agree, it should not end in dysfunction, unless someone sold a bad product or they gave contingency to pay and they never paid with whatever resources they have, whether it be their own energy, putting forth effort, quote unquote, being consistent, whatever the woman charged for you having access to everything that not everything that she is, but everything that she wants to give, or that she was willing to give. So if she was giving that and you as a man did not meet your side of the deal, then it creates dysfunction because the reciprocity isn't there according to the agreement. But let's go back to the whole entitlement thing. Toxic entitlement is based off of toxic pride. And that's very fundamental. It's unfortunate that we are riddled in the black community with this, if you want to call it the black community. I always, I know how I think. But anyways, if you want to look at it that way, but the problem is, these women, they're selling a bad product. I mean, this has been said plenty of times. And they feel entitled to be owed what they are demanding for their bad product. So it's not only bad that they're selling a bad product, but they're demanding overpriced wages for their minuscule production, if you want to call it that, at all production. If you want to entertain the idea of what they produce as production. But nonetheless, I just wanted to clear up a few things on that video and make sure that I got the message across firmly. And I don't like to leave any loose ends. So I thought about everything that I said as I was editing the video, and I was like, I don't too much agree with what I said all the way. And I can admit, I'm not perfect, but I understand these things in my mind, and it's sometimes difficult for me to relay these things to you guys. A lot of people think that I'm on the spectrum. I probably am, but whatever. I'm functional. So I think that has something to do with it. I mean, it would explain my level of intelligence as well. I have tendencies about me that are very firm in how I do things. Just the spectrum list. I qualify for a lot of those things. But anyways, enough about me. I just wanted to make that clear, like I said, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video as well. So anyways, this has been A Wolf and Me to Close. May you have a good day, and peace be with you.